Last time we created a diagram to illustrate the initialization process, where we have a bit of code called an orchestrator, and it sets up some managers, and this is kind of a chain of events, a sequence diagram, where we show a welcome screen, and then the person can enter either press an enter or an observe button, which could emit a message to a space broker, and at that point you've interacted with the screen, and then we can join a channel. Now previously we were listening to this to represent being in the room, but because we've changed the API to be enter or observe, this is really just connecting to the channel, and we want to have a new message that really is sending that command that you wanted to enter. We can only do that after we have a connection to the space channel. So we want to continue going through, making sure this is all set up. We need to create this, but we've also glossed through some details here, namely that this creates a camera. It creates the scene for Babylon.js. So if we were to expand upon this, then it might go here that we have orchestrator to, let's say, scene manager. Sure, it initializes. Okay, so we might even put that before Svelte. Doesn't seem to matter. It chooses the order here. Okay, so it initializes this, and what happens here? So it note over scene manager, it creates the scene, creates the camera, and then at some point we go from, let's see, so we have the camera, yeah, we have to start the loop. So orchestrator to scene manager will ask it to start the loop. And these aren't totally in the right order. I think this happens all before the Svelte stuff, or just around, maybe in parallel. Okay, so to create the camera, it loads its previous position. Okay, so it doesn't need this channel for that. Thank goodness. So that's fine. And at what point, so when we create the camera, we are setting up camera observable to send there after somebody says they had joined. Let's take a look at that code. So let's look at scene manager, create camera. So here's the observer. On view matrix change. Okay, so we're sending this to camera moved right away. Okay, so camera moved doesn't exactly send to scene to the channel. Something is listening to camera moved. And I think that's in space broker. So this thing listens to camera moved, and then it pipes every 100 millisecond a message to camera moved. This is set up in forward camera movement. And so if we look here, this is set up after they've said they wanted to enter and your camera was ready. We need a third thing, which is the channel has been connected. Because if your camera is ready and you've said you wanted to enter the room and your channel is connected, then you can start forwarding the camera movements. Prior to this, this is what connected the channel. But now, I mean, enter. This will connect to the channel as soon as you said you wanted to either observe or enter. And this sets up the, so maybe we're okay. Maybe we're okay. Let's see where we're getting stuck here. Okay, so this works, this works, entering the space. All right, now we want to enter, and that kicks us totally out. So there is some kind of bug here. What's happening here is that key member states is not found under space channel line 37. So handle in, so at some point we publish something with a member state patched. So let's look for this. So that happens in state broker. Outgoing on this, then we push this. Okay, so something pushes it on outgoing. Forward mic preference as state. And we listen for the mic muted, and okay, forward mic preference as a state. And this gets turned on here. Okay. So we're sending some microphone state. This is listening to observables mic muted preference. The mic muted preference is set where? So it's an observable behavior subject. And what is sending messages in there? It's the, so we have some defaults here. It has a default of muted true. Here we're listening to it, but what puts data into it? Menu manager subscribes to changes here in order to change the menu. Here. Okay. Looks like it happens here in the mic callback. You get the current value. Did we get in here? Is this the only thing that does mic muted next? Because we sent a value. If you look at this, we're trying to get state and it breaks here. Can't get the state. But we're sending a patch and a socket. Remember, state patched. I'm going to close some windows here. Okay, I want to verify that it's coming from here. So we could just put a console log. So mic callback constant.log, mic callback called, and if we see this message, we'll know it's this thing. They're here. Okay. I don't see it. Let's try again. Here. Here. Happens when I click enter. Here. Did I save this? Okay, so it doesn't come from here. Where did it come from? WebRTC events getting set up. We got as far as here, WebRTC events. So setup, where's this called? Constructor. So when the space channel is connected. Well, it doesn't seem to be from there. Let's look over here. What is the payload? So we match here, IO inspect the patch, label, what's the data? mic preference off. So where are we sending mic pref? Mic pref. Not here. Space broker. Forward mic preference as a state. So mic muted preference. Mic muted preference dot next. It has to be here. So why are we sending this? Why? So this says you're getting a message of this. If it's being sent through space channel, space broker, member state patch, it's through here. Nobody else is sending member state patched. Actually, there is. There's one there, and there's one there for the mic muted. This one specifically says mic muted, off or on. And these, this is when your outgoing says member state patch. This is when you're actually emitting that the member state is patched. So this is when we're about to emit on outgoing. But when we emit on outgoing, something has to listen to it and send it, which it should be on okay, this is an observable, this is an outgoing. Alright, process of elimination. Let's just remove this bit of code here that sends the new value. This won't send anything. It's still crashed. And we're still getting Minecraft off. So, okay, it doesn't come from here. It does not come from here. It must come from the state. So let's remove this one. Let's just console log receive member state patched Here's the state. So when we click enter, receive member state patched mic preference off. And we got that when we clicked enter. So what caused that? Let's go back to the Svelte part. So welcome. Here we're clicking the enter callback, which is defined in app. Enter callback emits enter. Okay, so who's listening to enter as a string? Enter. Here's enter. So it listens to one of those, and then it goes connect to channel. Connect to channel. Does channel join? Okay. And then you emit this space channel connected. So this is listening to space channel connected, takes it once, subscribes to the data, sets this, and then it sets up WebRTC events. Okay, this incoming on members, new member, member state updated. So you merge all of these. Merge all to get the observable observables. Then you scan over all these different kind of values if the shape of this is whatever, and ultimately you produce a determination of everybody's microphone on and off preference in order to know if we should publish our audio or join the WebRTC client. But I don't see anything about emitting the patch. Patched. Oh, okay. It's okay. It's not next. It's member state patch emit maybe. Emit. Okay, so is this the thing that's doing it? Let's see. Console.log this emitter called. Yes, it is. So something observables. Oh, this always has a value. So when you subscribe to this, even though nobody's sending a message into it, it's a cold observable. So the second you observe it, it produces a value. So maybe we should be more consistent about these kind of observables. We don't really need observables that have signals to begin with, since you can just subscribe to them early or have some I mean, it's sometimes useful to be able to connect and there's a value already. In this case, I think what you want to do is you want to subscribe to future values. Anywho, I solved the mystery of that's why it's happening. So we don't need to forward mic preference as a state yet. We need to go through this whole list. So let's find out where this is being called and maybe just chill out for a bit. Okay, so we're entering and that's it. So at this point, the channel should be connected. And I believe it is, because if we say connect to channel, it emits space channel connected to the local signal. And so we can go to who is listening to space channel connected. The WebRTC is. So in either case, we're subscribed to the channel. And I'm not sure that we need the present state or presence diff. It might be useful just to know observers. It still might be useful. So where are we this? We are here. We get enter and observe. And then we join the space channel. We're not getting the presence diff and state yet, so we need to set that up if we want it. And sure, let's keep that space channel. So after we join, we can really put this in after join, and then handle info after join. We'll just copy some of this. So one of the things it was doing was you're just tracking presence. So we can just have this. And what else? This. No, that's not what I wanted. Presence track. maybe that's it. Handle no reply socket. Let's see what happens with this. So this whole thing is just not used right now. So I expect to see maybe a presence diff or presence state. So after I enter, we get a presence diff and no presence state. Was there previous code of presence state? Get log-p presence state. Here it is. I think it used to be this. Push into the socket presence state presence list bucket. Okay, so now we should get both. Presence diff, presence state. Cool. Alright, so we're getting this. At this point, after we've joined, we'd like to forward this enter or observe command. Now we need to save it somewhere in order to send it. So we have emitted this event. Through signal HUD. So enter and observe. I think we could smash this down into a simpler message is your interaction. Interact, or let's see, your session mode. It's either immersive, no. Interaction choice. Enter or observe. Interaction choice. Either enter or observe. And that means the svelte part. Yeah, we have some errors here. Should be able to go here. So enter, so on. So now we'll just have interactive choice. So we don't care which one it is. It's const interactive interaction choice is signal hub local interaction choice on interaction choice. Doesn't matter what we have. There's only going to be one, so we can just say interaction choice. Subscribe. And we don't care what the value here is. So we'll just, when you've made your choice, connect to the channel. And after the channel is connected, we want to forward our choice. So connecting to the channel doesn't send the choice, because all this does is this. You connect and join, you receive OK. But actually, after you know this is OK, then you could send, here's the response switch. Okay, we say that space channel is connected. Alright, once the space channel is connected, then we can send the command. We can issue a command now. Our first command, which is we want to join or observe. So I wonder if we get this disconnected, if we disconnect the back end and it tries to reconnect, will it repeat like the space channel connected stuff? It's a good question. So if I kill the server, the front end is going to go crazy now. Right, we're going to try to reconnect. But over here, let's restart the server. And reference enter is not defined. Where is this? Oh yeah. Combine latest space broker. I don't think it does, so I think we're okay. Broker line 59. Yeah. So what did this do? This was to start forwarding camera movement. After we've made an interaction choice. In fact, enter is a specific interaction choice. So enter, const enter is interaction choice pipe filter, where the value equal to enter. So only if we've entered and the camera is ready, and then we'll start forwarding camera movement. Console log, start forwarding camera movement. And in fact, you could just show the pause right here. Doesn't seem like it did it. Yeah, you didn't turn on the forwarding, so moving the camera around won't do anything. But I think we should see this message at least. Make a choice. Is that it? Enter action choice. Oh, I think we're emitting the wrong things. Or maybe not. Let's check. Welcome. No, app. Yeah. So where were our errors here? 0 found. Problems. Okay. Enter not assignable to. Okay. Maybe I should pay attention to these then. Okay. Yeah, this needs to say that we're going to emit something else. Interaction choice with a value of enter. This will be interaction choice with the value of observe. Now, refresh. Enter. Okay, so start forwarding camera movement. Channel this in unpublished audio. Okay. If I move this around, of course, we're not actually connecting the forwarding information. Okay. So where's our first command? Our first command is going to come in on Space Broker. So we've made a choice. We're connected to the channel, and I think this we can await on this. Is this join? So this is a call back, I think. No, we can just wait on this. Space channel connected. So we're listening for that in the WebRTC manager to figure out, okay, this is when we need to connect to things. Well, that's when we get the Agora client, and then we set up the WebRTC events, which wait for this waits for this stuff, but this won't even be populated. So if things happen where we should really only do this when the space channel is connected at least once, because if you're listening to all this other kind of stuff, well, it won't happen because you won't get any of this stuff until you're connected. But really, I think it's safer to tuck this in. I guess it's fine. You want to have all this set up before, otherwise you might have a race condition. Okay, so I guess it's fine. Let's make this more explicit. So set up the listeners. First set up listeners, then listeners only work if there is an app ID behaviors for joining, leaving Agora client. And so I guess our space broker, can set that up in the controller here, maybe. We are in the controller. So we could send a command to enter observe after we've joined the channel, which literally this will be signal hub local on space channel connected, subscribe, and we want to do, so here's the value. Sorry, we don't want the value. We want to merge this with const space channel connected $sign first and entered. No, interacted. So const, no, what is it? Combine with, combine latest, interaction choice dot merge with, what was it? combine with. Wait. What does merge with do? It just makes them overlapping. So clicks and mouse movement makes it one overlapping signal. That's not what I want. I want these two to be combined. Because into a single signal. So I want to, yes, combine latest from interaction choice and space channel connected, then subscribe, and you'll have two values here, choice and connected, which I don't care about. And console log send command choice. Send command enter. Cool. So we're gonna solidify that soon.